when I make videos like this, it's like a time capsule, so you guys can look in the mirror and see the places that you've led yourself to that I tried to keep you from a long time ago, but ain't nobody want to listen to me, so here we go today. You heard me talk about a couple of different things that were going to happen, and then after that video I made multiple videos on how your favorite YouTubers, because of the different things that they were doing that you guys were following, were going to result in hair weathering, hair miniaturization, and I made videos about all of the different things. And nobody want to listen to a player, right? Because most people don't understand that most of the things that they do are for instant gratification. But let's hop into this really quick and let's see what this person has to say. And in this video we're going to have IamCyn on the side watching it with y'all, because that's just what we gonna do.
The cells that produce our hair's melanin slow down and they eventually stop producing pigment at all. The next thing I noticed in my hair was that the curl pattern changed. This happened around the same time as the graying occurred. It used to be type 4A around my head with some 4B in the crown. Now I feel like my hair has a mix of 3C and 4A coils. My curl pattern definitely loosened over time along with my hair porosity, and no, I don't think that it was solely due to using hair dye, because the loosening of my curl pattern and the hair porosity changes happened before I started dyeing my gray hair. And my gray hair is not all over my head. I only dye the front of my head and the crown. And the loosening and porosity changes have occurred all over. Now, there's a lot of reasons that specifically your curl pattern can change while you age. There's everything from pregnancy to postpartum. Perimenopause and menopause can shift your hormone levels. Estrogen tends to make your hair thick, shiny, and sometimes curlier. But when it drops, like with women during postpartum or in menopause, the curls can loosen, changing the shape completely. The hair can become drier, thinner, or even fall out. The next aging indicator that I noticed was that my hair follicles were getting thinner. Now, this is a process called miniaturization. It's when your hair follicles shrink over time, producing finer, shorter hairs. Now, I didn't notice shorter hairs. It still grows long, but I definitely feel like it's thinner. Hair follicle miniaturization happens again from hormonal changes that occur when we age. For women, it would be a drop in estrogen, usually occurs during postpartum or during menopause. For men, it would be a sensitivity to the DHT in their testosterone. Along with the hair thinning, I also noticed increased shedding, which happens again because of the hormonal changes. So our hair grows in 3 cycles. There's the growth cycle, the transition cycle, and then finally the resting cycle, where the hair eventually sheds away. As we age, the growth cycle shortens and more hair follicles end up in the resting cycle all at the same time, meaning that when they shed all together, reducing the total amount of hair on your scalp at one time. But the hair can also increase shedding and thinning due to, you guessed it, stress. And Lord knows I entered a stressful period of my life in 2019 with my relationship ending, the world entering COVID, my business being challenged from COVID, and dealing with all of this while also learning how to become a single mom of 2 young children. I'm honestly just grateful to still have hair on my head after all of that. Chronic stress like what I deal with now floods the body with cortisol and other stress hormones. This disrupts the hair growth cycle, again causing a large number of your hair follicles to shift into that resting phase at the same time. The cortisol hormone from the stress also causes inflammation at the scalp, which can shrink the hair follicles' growth cells, making the hair growth phase now shorter and weakening the new hair that grows out so that they grow in more fine and fall out more easily. Stress also triggers the fight or flight response in your body, redirecting blood away from non-essential functions like hair growth in order to support vital organs instead. So hair follicles end up getting less nutrients and it causes thinner, more brittle hair. In some people, high stress like this can also overactivate the immune system, causing it to actually attack the hair follicles. And this is in the case of alopecia, where your hair falls completely out and you're bald. Now, if it's not stress, sometimes hair loss and hair thinning is also a sign of an imbalance happening internally. For me personally, I am also extremely low on iron and vitamin D, and I have to supplement in order to get what I need. If you feel like you're losing an abnormal amount of hair or that your hair is thinning, you'll definitely want to consult a physician on top of getting your body moving. Ask for blood tests to help determine what might be happening internally. And I know firsthand that not all physicians take our concerns seriously. They often think it's just in our heads. That's why the sponsor of today's video, Mini Health, is such a great resource for women who are entering and navigating this midlife journey. Mini Health is a virtual care clinic whose mission is to truly hear and understand women. Created specifically for from speaking to other women who have entered it, we all have the same symptoms, like the waking up in the middle of the night at the same hour every night, the hair changes, hair loss, hair thinning across my scalp. I will get a heat flash so fast and it comes out of nowhere. I'll just be talking to somebody and all of a sudden I'm just sweating profusely. And then even those like little creepy crawlies that you feel on your legs, like I know I'm perimenopausal. When I bring it up to my primary care, they're just like, also partner with your other doctor. Once I found those cracks, I needed to force myself to stay consistent with my supplementation. So I have this supplementation issue where I'll have a supplement on the counter, but for some reason, I just won't take it. It's like such an easy thing to do. Just pop the thing in my mouth, swallow it down. But for some reason, I'm just like, nah, I'll do it tomorrow. It's so infuriating to me. Like when I think back of like all the missed days because I wasn't consistent, it's infuriating. But consistency is something that I am definitely working on today. My staple supplements include vitamin D, fish oil, iron, turmeric, and calcium. Now these are the supplements that my body is missing that food alone is just not enough to recover. And I also utilize hair vitamins as well. But what else can we do? You can make sure that you're eating balanced meals and getting the hair supporting nutrients you can through the foods that you eat. You should also make sure your scalp is thoroughly washed weekly to help remove buildups that could cause inflammation. You want to make sure that you're protecting and stimulating the hair follicle. And then of course avoid excessive heat, friction, and tight hairstyles. I am so strict on remaining active these days.
So now that we did that little compilation, I don't want to get on these people too much because to be honest, I really don't have anything else to say. After you've been saying the same thing over and over and over and over again for so long, the only thing you can really say is I told you. Because at the end of the day, everybody's coming out and being like, oh, this is happening to my hair, and you know, my hair is breaking off and thinning out and things of that nature, and we're blaming it on genetics, we're blaming it on our diet and all of the things. And yes, your diet and things of that nature, your vitamin intake and all of the things could all be a really big determining factor, but the biggest determining factor are the things that you've been doing over time. Like one of the things that cause hair and follicle miniaturization the fastest is putting protein rich products on the scalp over and over and over again. And what is one thing that she loved? What is one thing that was put on the scalp on a repetitive basis? What's one thing that most of you put on the scalp right now because of these videos? Aloe. So these are the things that I really, really want you guys to start thinking about, because at the end of the day, these are the patterns and routines that got us in these situations to begin with. So if we can sit down and start collecting ourselves and start really thinking about the choices that we make, then we can get all of these things together. Because again, I already did a video telling you that you adding certain things to the scalp on a regular basis was going to lead to miniaturization. I also told you that even though you love that Revere air blow dryer and things of that nature, I also told you that over time, hair weathering takes anywhere between 6 months to 25 years to show up. And I told y'all that the women who've been using Revere are going to slowly start to see their hair get thinner and thinner. They're going to see their density change, and all of these things, all of these choices, whether it's sweet potatoes in the hair, whether it's honey in the hair, whether all of the things things, flaxseed, all of the stuff, the whole damn grocery store, all of these things in the scalp, they end up leading to scalp and follicle inflammation. They end up leading to scalp infection, hair weathering, hair miniaturization. And these are things that I've been telling you guys for years, and I'm so glad that I still have the videos up to show you guys. So in the description box below, I don't have anything to sell you, but I do have a whole lot of playlist right in the description box, and in those playlists I break all of these things down. I've been warning you guys about these things for over a decade now, and it's okay if you didn't believe it right at the time, and you weren't rude, and you just needed a little bit of time, then that's fine. Like, it's fine, it's okay. I get it, I understand, but it's time for you to start making some changes. And imagine the day where all of the people who led everybody to this place, to this sunken place of hair, like, imagine if everybody started to be accountable. Imagine if everybody really started to say, like, okay, wow, like, I did mess up. I did spread that information that confused a whole lot of people. Maybe I should go back and fix it and not blame it on genetics, because what's going to happen is all of y'all are going to go and start taking all of these supplements and start getting all of these vitamins and all of that stuff, and that's going to be cool, but nothing's going to change. You know why? All of the patterns, the habits, and routines that you've been putting in place that cause these things in the first place, all of those things are still happening. So the problem is going to keep going. And now instead of your addiction being hair growth products, now your addiction instead of your addiction being hair growth products, now your addiction is going to be supplements and what vegetables you can try and what foods you're gonna buy and all of that stuff, and all of these new brands that they're working with that's going to be selling you a supplement. Like, girl. And don't get me wrong, my apothecary sells extracts and things of that nature that help you on the internal level. But if your outward patterns and routines are not up to par, it doesn't matter what you ingest into the body. Whatever the body fixes, your practices, patterns, and routines are going to undo. So this is a place where we have to ask ourselves a question. Are we following fads, or are we following truth? Are we leading with our emotion, or are we leading with knowledge? Are we searching for the person that makes us feel good, or are we or are you listening to somebody who's been following the same pattern and getting amazing results for over a decade? It's up to you, girl. Listen, I'm not here to get nobody's job. It's how you say, girl, ain't nobody trying to get your job.